recent finding in brain science that resonates with many traditional practices is the value of widening your view. Literally in the room. For example, if we're looking close, like we do so much these days, down in our phone, at a screen, like you and I are doing right now, that naturally activates perceptual processing systems in the brain that are termed egocentric. They're not mean, they're not selfish, they're not narcissistic, they're just self-referential, which makes sense if it's near. And we're talking about systems that evolved over 600 million years. These forces or these factors inside us are to help us survive. So near at hand, friend or foe, you need to know. But you can watch, you could just do it in your experience. If you shift your gaze out to the horizon, or you look 10 feet away, say, or even above, that naturally starts to engage more ancient, actually, more fundamental neural perceptual circuitry that takes in things as a whole, impersonally, without privileging your own perspective, just the jungle as it is, right? The Serengeti plains as they are, distinct from what they mean to me. And we naturally move back and forth between those two perspectives, egocentric, the second one's called allocentric. Both are important in life, but so much of our culture and everyday experience is a training in the egocentric, in part because most of us don't do things like being in the wild or in nature where in our work, we're extending our gaze to the horizon routinely. And so that's why I think it's especially important to look for little ways to widen your view, to get that bird's eye perspective, to get a sense of your body as a whole, for example, the room as a whole, or the whole situation as a gestalt, because that does really good stuff neurologically, including quieting inner chatter and the voice of me, myself, and I.
I remember one time we came back from a 1-month camping trip, and I was standing in line at a restaurant, and somebody looked at me and said, "You look like you've been experiencing something really beautiful recently." They could just see it,